Ah!
What's up, our popcorn and pixels? And welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode, what are we gonna be talking about?
So today, guys, this past week, one of our all-time favorite television shows came to an end, and that right here is Stranger Things. So today, we will be talking about all 5 seasons of Stranger Things. We'll be ranking them from least favorite to favorite and giving you our perspective, our opinions, and a whole lot more on this whole show. And so,
We're just gonna give a rundown on each season.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go least favorite down, say our
Are we
favorites.
gonna start with the least favorites?
Yeah, least favorite. And we do have a lot of stuff in our notes, but again, we're just using our phones for that.
All right. I'll let you go first again.
Okay. Well, this is really unfortunate, but with this show being such a big part of my childhood growing up, I fell in love with the show in 2016 with my mom and my grandpa, my grandma, my aunt, everyone, all of us watched it together. But it's very unfortunate that in dead last 5th place for me, it's gonna be season 5. I'm hoping you agree because I have so much to say about this season. What's your dead last? Well, we'll get into the conversation.
My dead last, I gotta give it to season 2. It's boring.
No, what?
It's not fun. The only thing that, it was so hard to pick the bottom because when I was ranking this, I was like, I hate season 2, but Bob is so good in that season. He carries the season. He's a great love interest for Joyce. Not saying that Hopper isn't, but definitely I like Bob a lot. He's super fun. But it's just Demodogs. It was boring.
I know he didn't rewatch that season before this because what I'm gonna bring up on that season, I have a lot to say, and it is so far up my list.
Really?
What's that really? Okay. Well then, is that really all you have to say about season 2? You have nothing else to say because I bet right under season 2 is 5 for you, is it not?
Anyway, so but season 2 was not. I'm not saying it I don't think I genuinely actually hated any season. Genuinely hated. Every season I watched, I enjoyed it to a point. They all had bad parts. They all had good parts.
Except for season 1.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, season 2 probably has to be at my bottom. Not the best. I
agree.
don't know, bro. It was boring. It was snooze fest.
Yeah, you know what? You say that, but I'm gonna bring up a whole lot on it because you're completely wrong.
Okay.
But well, then I guess I'm gonna get into my massive rant of season 5. So I have a lot here.
It's alright. But yeah, I think I'll dive into the season 5 with you.
Okay. Holy cow, man! Now I want to preference this by starting. There is not a single bad season of Stranger Things.
Like I said,
but this is the closest it gets to really bad. There's very little I like about season 5. Unfortunately, I'm thoroughly disappointed with everything that they did. And I'm gonna start off with literally the very first minute of season 5. I should have known that this was not gonna be a great season. Season 4 ended on one of the craziest cliffhangers. All
Hawkins
4
was
portals
split in 4.
All 4 portals open. They converge into one. Literally split the earth open. And it ends with all of the Hawkins gang, California, Russia people in the same spot. And the Upside Down is coming to our world. The grass is dying. We see the particles, the smoke. And everyone was like, for 3 years. Oh my gosh, is it just gonna start the worlds are fusing? Nope. The Duffer Brothers ignored it. And covered it up with metal. And that's it. Nothing. They didn't talk about no Demodogs, no Demogorgons, no Demobats, no anything coming through. Military showed up, covered it, and that's all. They just ignore it. What the heck was the point of that ending of season 4 if you were just gonna ignore it? And they don't even touch on it the rest of the freaking season. They just completely abandoned it, and I was so mad. I should have known that it was not gonna be the best because starting off with completely ignoring one of the greatest cliffhangers you could have done for your final season and just leaving it there, I hated that. I hated that a lot. However, I do want to give it some pros because I think part 1 of season 5 is the best for sure.
That
volume 1, sorry,
for me, I'll just tell you where mine's at. Mine's on 3rd place, but there's a reason. The first 4 episodes
peak
were so.
They still have issues. I'll get to that.
So yes, they still have issues. Like you said, it started. The cliffhanger meant nothing. That was stupid. But the first 4 episodes, I was like, oh, I was like, this is all so cool. Like, and then Will
Yeah.
got his powers at the end. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh!
Like when Will became the sorcerer, I was like, I was
I
like,
was-
oh dude,
I
I
was
had goosebumps.
bumfounded, bro.
Bumfounded? He means dumbfounded.
But and the next 3 episodes, trash. The only thing they do is just describe about like what the upside down is and how it got
Yeah.
there.
I think that volume 2 could have been one episode.
William, yeah,
Because
definitely. They could
those
have explained all
3
that.
episodes, all that happens is they figure out that it's like the upside down is just a gate to Dimension X and then Hawkins. We find out this much about Vecna's backstory. Literally, we find out that he went into a cave.
Yeah,
Holly and Max escape. What else happened?
that's low-key it.
nothing.
And then they literally edge us because he opened the briefcase and then they didn't go
Yes.
back on it. And I
no, they did
understand.
in season.
Well, yeah, I understand they did, but like I'm talking about when part 2 came out. It was literally boring. But the reason it's so high, first 4, great. Second 3, not good. But the finale, I can get into the first half, absolute trash. The way they send off the characters is probably what carried it also. The emotion was there.
Yeah,
I
have to
loved
agree.
everything. They started with D&D. They ended with D&D. They all ended being in Mike's basement, and oh my gosh, Hopper and Joyce getting engaged. That was amazing. Steve and that whole older gang with Nancy, Robin, and Jonathan. They all like are doing their future stuff. Their send-offs were so perfect.
And
but
I couldn't agree more. But then there's some problems that start to
Yeah.
form in there because like, how did Steve like this is okay? This single point is the only thing that I'm nitpicking. I consider everything else a genuine complaint. This is kind of dumb. How did Steve become a teacher without going to college? Last time I checked, you need to go to school for that.
It was the 80s, bro. Or like it was a long time ago.
Okay,
right?
bro,
It doesn't matter.
But that's just nitpick. That's I want to say this as well. I advocate for killing off characters. Not that I want to see any of them dead. Like I love every single character in Stranger Things except for Robin this season. She was so annoying. Oh my gosh, so annoying. But like I didn't want any of them to die. However, I think to make a compelling story, you need to kill off people to raise the stakes. And the Duffer Brothers could not do that. And not only could they not do that, they faked it out to pretend like they're stakes. I saw there was over 13 fake out deaths in this one season. Do you know how many people actually died? 1, and it was Callie. Who cares about her? She stinks. Like seriously, like no one else died. They faked out the parents' deaths. They faked out Steve's death. They faked out Elle's death. We are gonna get into that.
We'll get into
We'll
that.
see if she's actually dead. We'll talk about that. I say we save it for when we get to yours because it's a big thing.
Yeah. I was gonna jump off one of your points, but I totally forgot. I definitely want to talk about the final fight eventually, because that dude, I have
I'm opening my notes.
so many complaints with the final
And
fight.
since this is at my bottom of the list, I want to give all my valid reasons. So obviously,
Yeah.
just completely ignoring the cliffhanger. What the heck are we doing, guys? Like, they just completely ignored it. However, I'll give it one more plus. Vecna, dude, he looks awesome. I did not realize how ugly he looked in season 4.
Yeah,
he looked like
he
the
had a weird
Grinch.
stance,
He looked
dude.
like the Grinch. Like Jim Carrey's Grinch. He was so bad looking. But like, at the time I thought it was cool. But this design in season 5 is peak, bro. He looks terrifying.
Yeah.
And the way he like has those Groot arms, like when he killed that guy
With,
in
like,
the
through
final
his
episode,
face, bro.
through his face, I was like, that was awesome. However, I think I'll give my last few pluses. I think that the action was good. The scares weren't quite there.
Yeah.
I think all the characters felt great. Like we'll get on the acting, but they felt like the characters.
Yeah.
Like other than Elle, she did not.
Yeah,
feel like Eleven.
she didn't. Yeah.
We'll get into that, but like everyone felt, and I loved the way they fixed Steve and Dustin's relationship, and they touched on Eddie, which I agree with Steve, guys. I don't think he had to die.
Yeah.
I don't think that should be a hot take. I really
Yeah.
don't. Eddie chose.
He had
to
no
die.
point.
He had no other than wanting to feel like a hero, but he didn't need to be one. But now I'm gonna go into some big criticisms.
Before you get there, I'm just gonna get through my bottom 2 just so we can.
Bro, we have so much to talk about each season, bro.
Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah.
Here, no, I want you because like season 2 is way higher on my list. I was surprised because I thought we were both gonna have 5 at our bottom, so then we can talk about it. Because that's hard.
Because like I said, the emotion was there, and then the first 4 episodes. The only thing that's really just taking that, it would have been top 2 if the last 3 episodes and the finale fight were amazing. Not gonna lie, it would have been top 2.
I agree. However, they really.
And another thing, the Duffer Brothers kill someone every season, but season 5 they're like, you know what? Maybe not. Yeah.
But to touch on that, I'm on to you guys. If you don't know what I'm talking about, dude, the Duffer Brothers, you are not slick, okay?
What they do?
You guys make us think you kill characters. They do, okay? However, they don't kill any real main characters. They started a
yeah.
thing. They will introduce a new character a season, kill him. Bob, you weren't in season 1. He didn't make it to season 3. He was introduced season 2 for the sole purpose of dying. So they didn't have to kill any main characters. Season 3. I know Billy was in season 2,
a
but
little
like
bit,
he didn't
yeah.
have a huge role. Season 3 he was a main prominent thing. They made us like attached to him. We saw him as like a villain. They kill him. Do you know how many of the main characters die? 0. Matter of fact, they fake out Hopper's death. I will get into that when I talk about season 3. That was dumb. Stupid.
Or down.
It's okay. But like they can't commit to killing real main characters, and they pretended. And even in season 4, we meet Vicky. Obviously, she gets killed by Vecna. I thought that was
Vicky.
perfect. Vicky. Oh, sorry. What was her name?
Who? Barb?
No, in season 4, the first girl, Chrissy.
Oh,
Chrissy,
Chrissy.
wake
up! I don't like this. Shut up, bro.
But Chrissy dies. That worked. But Eddie, he was introduced in season 4 to die, and the fact that he didn't even have to die is what makes it worse.
Pointless.
Because everyone's talking about Steve dying. He didn't die. Nancy, fine. All the main characters, fine. Even Max. And they blind her. And guess what they do in season 5? She's not blind. Why? Like, they seriously don't know. And it gets me so mad because, like, they can't commit to it. And you guys will come to learn that I am a big fan of, like, not characters dying, but it gives it stakes, and they cannot do it. And so that made me feel like the characters were invincible. In part 2...
Definitely in the finale, bro.
Oh my gosh. In part 2, I genuinely felt like I just knew they were gonna die. Like, when the Demodogs were chasing them in the hospital, why did they kill the cops? And then Robin and Vicky were like, oh, they're not after us. Then why did they kill the soldiers?
Everyone tries to defend it by saying, "Oh, the guards had guns and they were shooting them, so they're like
They
interrogating."
were already
them."
charging at them.
Exactly. They kill the guards. 2 seconds later, they go downstairs. They get chased by 2 more. Right by them. Oh, because they're not after us. So then why'd they kill the guards? Like,
Exactly.
make it make sense, bro.
I feel like the Duffer Brothers may have been lobotomized in season 5.
Dude, in season 4, ooh, their writing was like, ooh, it was on fire. Their pen was on fire. They were cooking.
Like that meme of the guy drawing.
Yes, with the piano, bro. It's on
Yes.
fire. Season 5, they literally just like their brains melted.
They were like writing. They're like, like that's literally how they were writing season 5. I feel. And I'll touch more on it because I want. him
I
to
don't hate
talk.
the Duffer Brothers.
Oh, me neither.
Like,
I'm not actually. You guys did a great job making this show.
Yeah, definitely. But like,
Till the end. But so I will talk about it more with you guys later. However, I want to give my review because I have a lot of plot holes, but I want to talk about it when he does. I'm gonna give season 5 a 6.5 out of 10.
I'd say like 7. Yeah.
Wait, I said 6 and you said 7.
We can't keep doing this, bro.
I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. What do you give season 2?
Season 2, like I said, I don't hate any of them. I'd probably give it like maybe a 5 or 6. It's just mid.
He's gonna change his mind at the end of this episode. You go. All right.
Like I said, I don't hate any of them, bro.
This one's very close. I have so
This
many.
is your number
issues.
4?
That's my number 5.
Oh, yeah, but like now we're going
Alright,
on to your
yeah,
number 4.
so-
Okay.
This pains me to say because I used to be a huge advocate for this season, and it used to be my favorite. Season 3. It's. It has a lot. It has a lot of
No.
similar issues to season 5, in my
Okay.
opinion.
Let's hear it.
You gotta tell me yours,
you want
dude.
to
I'm
tell
not the only one yapping here.
My number 4, you probably guess it, is season 1.
What the frick? Friends don't lie. Are you serious? Season 1.
Season 1 at number 4, yeah.
I guess you're the one who got freaking lobotomized. Holy cow!
It's
This idiot.
it's all
When was
right.
the last time you watched it?
I've watched recaps and I've watched videos and I've done my research.
I watch YouTube recaps. Actually, it's not the same.
It is the same.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why? You're telling me season 3 and you're telling me season 5 is better than season 1. How? Elaborate.
Season 1, we introduce all the characters. It's fun. Will gets captured. They fake out Will's death with the fake body. We find out like where Will goes, and they're trying to find him, and then they figure out Elle. You know, I kind of just feel like it was just like a push on season, like just trying to get it started. I didn't feel like it didn't like have me, you know.
It was meant to be a limited series. This was never supposed to get sequels. It was supposed to be one and done.
Exactly. So that's why I don't think the first season is like great.
It's perfect. You're seriously, dude. So you're telling me the best horror the show's ever had was
The best what?
the best horror the show had was in season 1.
No way.
What's scarier? We'll
We'll get to
season
that.
3. Season
No.
3 is the
No. We'll get to the horror, bro.
It had the best aesthetic. They didn't overdo the 80s nostalgia.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's
The
a bad
characters-
season. Like I said,
You put it at 4th, bro. When season 3 is garbage, bro. Are we for real, dude? I don't like that, dude. You have to give me valid points other than they built everything. It's an introduction season. Are we for real?
yeah, that's why I like. It's not like that good, bro. Season 1 is like not that fun. Yes, I can get the horror. I
He
can get-
only likes to be entertained by monkey content. He can't. If it's good, he's like, this is too long. This too boring. I can't understand it. That's what you sound like right now. You have to be looking at bright colors, flashy explosions to be entertained. You're dumb. Are we for real?
I'm not saying I hate season
It's the
1.
best written, the least plot holes. The only issue I have with season 1 is it's so small as it's because it was in the first episode. Who the heck opened the door?
Yeah, they never go back.
They
to
never
that.
go back to that. And
Did
even
the
when they
Duffer Brothers
ask them,
even
no,
answer it? Yeah.
when people ask them, they said they didn't have it planned out, and like 11 didn't do it. Vecna wasn't introduced at the time. Demogorgons don't have telekinesis. Will doesn't.
That's
like,
one of the things where like we can get into. We should like make a whole separate.
I have a
pile
list of plot holes,
Yeah.
but that's a small one, and it's because it's just started. But other than that, dude, L is on point. I love the small relationship. Dude, there's no way this is your 4th, bro. Are we for real?
That's not 4th isn't bad, bro.
When season 5 is above it, yes. Dude, a 6.5 is this close to mid, bro.
But it's not.
Oh my.
But yeah, season. So wait, I said season 2 and season 1 are at the bottom of the barrel for me. bro.
That's diabolical.
I don't know, bro.
So what do you give it out of 10?
And then the final fight is literally just
They had a
Will.
Will.
or L killing the Demogorgon at the end. That's it.
Yeah, because it had a small budget, and like, you don't need giant explosions. Bro, how have you ever managed to watch anything that isn't about superheroes?
I have.
I have. How? How do you watch a movie without a car flying?
Because I'm a movie enthusiast.
No, you're not. You're a monkey with a brain. If even, bro, it's like a raisin poop in your head. Bro. Holy cow!
It's a big raisin.
It's a big raisin. Doesn't mean you're smart. Doesn't mean you can be entertained. You literally must. You must generally watch like high. No wonder you like Avatar, bro. You must be watching like hard things to understand. You're going like,
Like what? Give me an example.
let me think of a shit.
Exactly.
Because you don't watch anything other than
Interstellar was like a really complex movie. I understand that and I loved it.
what happened.
What do you mean? What happened? They go out. They're trying to find new things for Earth, right? And they go. There's 3 different planets, and there's one covered in water, one covered in ice, and then the other one it was the real one, but they didn't know that. They all go off. They do their different things. He gets stuck in a black hole. He's traveling through time, and that's when he knocks the books off the shelf. He's communicating.
You only know like
Egg!
no.
Exactly!
I bet you did not understand that the first time you watched it.
I thought I only seen it one time.
Yeah, after you saw it on TikTok, though.
No.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
When did you watch it?
Like, probably last 2024, probably.
And that movie's been out for 11 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
definitely watched it after TikTok.
I've never. The only clips I've only seen edits where they're like, "Don't let me leave, mer." That's the only thing.
There's no way.
I've never like.
But
I've
then you
never
look at
seen-
season 1 and you go, this sucks.
I never said it sucks.
This is bad, actually.
I never said it sucks, bro. I just said it's just not my favorite.
Yeah, you stupid.
I know.
Well, at least I gotta bash your favorite season now.
Look at you. Look how stupid you look right now.
friends,
See who's stupid.
friends don't lie.
I'm not lying.
I'm not lying.
Okay. Yeah. Other than that,
I cannot agree. What do you give it out of 10? What'd you give season 2? 7. No, you said
no,
7.
5.
You said 7.
No, because you were talking about season. I said season 5 is like a 7.
Well, I asked you to rate season 2.
Yeah, and then I said 5, and you went.
Let's go back.
Rewind it.
Okay, what do you give season 2?
Season 2, like I said, I don't hate any of them. I probably give it like maybe a 5 or 6. Exactly.
Yeah, he looks real stupid now because he said 7.
No, I did it, bro.
You give season 2 a 5.
No.
You
yeah,
just said
yeah,
that!
sorry, yes, I
Oh
do.
my
I give
God.
season 2 a 5. I give season 1. I give season 1 probably a 6.
How have you made it this far, bro? This guy's legally allowed to vote.
No, go with season 3. Talk about season
All right. This is 4. It is this close to being the last place for me. Dude, it's bad. I actually think it's arguably worse than season 5. However, I'm just more disappointed.
3?
No, I think season 3 is arguably worse
Oh,
than
yeah.
season 5. However, I have to put 5 at the end of my list because it's so disappointing to me as
Yeah,
a fan.
I can get the disappointing part, but that's not why I put it.
But there's also a lot of stuff. But I wanna get to it when you get there.
If we're ranking that disappointments, 5 would definitely.
No,
be
but
my
there's a lot more to
last.
go into it.
Yeah.
But like the disappointment is so big, that's why I put it below 3. But 3
True.
is, I think, the worst season of Stranger Things. It's bad, and I understand why you like it because you like big, flashy, funny colors. First off, season 3, I think this is when the Duffer Brothers first got lobotomized. Then they came back for season 4, but season 1 and 2 I think are so solid, so solid. Season 3, it just felt so tonally different. Like
Yeah.
they were it was a sci-fi horror show for the first 2 seasons. Season 2 wasn't super scary, but like it kept the atmosphere,
The mode, yeah.
the mode,
Yeah.
the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Then season 3 threw it out the window. Seriously, because the tone just randomly like did a 180, and I don't get it. Like I think it's too cartoony. I do not like the Russian stuff in season 3 or 4. It is so goofy. It's so dumb, bro. The knockoff Terminator chasing Hopper all season was so boring and stupid. You disagree? Seriously?
No, I'm not. I didn't say anything. Just keep going. Keep going.
He's looking at me like,
Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
and I didn't like it. The Russian stuff was silly. It was stupid. It was overused. And then like they turned the 80s nostalgia to 20, bro, with the mall. It was too much. They were like music, clothes, colors, dance, threw it in your face, and it was overbearing. It felt like that's what the whole point was supposed to be. They like gave it big merchandise. Like, oh, you can go buy a Scoops Ahoy pillow at Target now. Like, that's stupid. And then like it tried balancing between horror and goofy fun cop. Like when the flayed the human monster thing came at them, they had horror. Then they bounced back to Hopper being a buffoon, bro. Hopper actually was horrible this season. I cannot stand him. He's not saying anything.
Because I'm scared.
Because I'm scared. Friends don't lie. You're not
I'm
scared.
not lying.
And it's so just like Hopper is like he doesn't even act like himself. He's like an overbearing dad all of a sudden. He doesn't even follow that in season 4 or 5 with the dad thing. He's like over the top with it, and he's like over top like goofy with Joyce. I think they're like, will they, won't they this season was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Like they're like, will they, won't they? He's like just drunk all the time. Like, and he changed from season 1. I don't know why he was like that. Like Elle was in his life. They thought the upside down, like, why was he just so like goofy the entire season? And then his fake out death, man.
That's my only complaint with that season.
And the way he survived, the way they showed him surviving season 4, a giant electric machine blows up, evaporates everyone else. Hopper, this is the platform. He jumps under it, fine. The people behind it, if it
And was it season
evaporated.
2 that it exploded the first time?
No, in season 3. At the
Oh, yeah.
start of season 3, it
Like this-
explodes. Everyone
Everything in there
evaporates.
just like disappears. And then when Hopper magically
Hopper outruns it and jumps over, and it's fine.
and like the fact like there's not enough time to jump over that railing and get under because he sits there and he looks at Joyce.
And how did Joyce not see that? Like,
because she went like this and then she closed her eyes. Do you remember? That's just stupid.
and then it blew up, and then we didn't see him, and then like,
and then season 4 just starts with
but that's like a big thing. And then everything else, like, I just thought like I think this season really showed Jonathan and Nancy's like fallback. I didn't like the real. I don't like them together. Good
We
thing
do
they
not
broke
like
up. We don't like,
Jonathan-
what do they call it? Jancy?
Jancy. We do not like Jancy.
We're not Jancy.
No
supporters.
Jancy.
Stancy. Yeah, Stancy should have happened. We'll get to that though, because it should have happened. But John, I feel like I'm talking too much for too long.
Because I'm scared.
I'm scared. Papa, I'm scared. Don't hurt me, Papa.
Papa, I'm scared.
But like, I think it's enjoyable. I think it's the most like mainstream enjoyable. And this is when the show got really popular.
Yeah.
But I think that the show should have ended here.
Season 3.
Hear me out, guys, and you, because
Listen.
the show ends. The flayed or like the mind flayer dies.
Kills Billy and dies.
And Billy dies. They die, right? The machine destroyed. The portals close. Elle loses her powers. Hopper's dead, and they all move away. The gang, half the gang goes to California, half stays in Hawkins. That should have been the end. And while like it was emotional, like that was I cried so hard during Hopper's death because I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Just for him to bring him back, but like why couldn't that have been the end? I would have been happy if they ended it there. It got so popular, they defeated the mind flayer, the big thing.
I somewhat agree, but also don't agree because I think if they ended it there. Would have been amazing. But I feel like I would have
Season
wanted
4
more.
is so good.
I would have wanted more.
That's true. And then the last point, I think the Duffer Brothers. I don't. There's no evidence to back this up. I actually saw this on TikTok, but they mentioned how like there was no retcons until season 4 and 5. Like all the. Do you know what a retcon is?
I don't really remember the exact definition.
So it's like when someone's writing a story and they establish something in the past, and then as they keep writing the story, something new comes up, and they erase that part for something new
yeah.
and say it was just always like
Yeah.
that. None of the retcons start until season 4 and 5, and I bet that's because they weren't planning on making a season 4 and
Ooh,
5.
that actually. Is a good
Vecna was
point.
never introduced. All the parents didn't go to high school together. You know, the Dimension X wasn't a thing. L and all the other numbers weren't a thing. All that stuff was just introduced. You know, the stone,
Oh yeah.
the mind stuff. Like seriously, the Vecna just coming out of nowhere. Like there was no build. Like I love Vecna, but there was no like he just appeared, but he was always there supposedly. And like if he was like, there's just so many holes with him always being.
I feel
there.
like then that actually makes sense now that I'm putting all the pieces together. I think, like you said, they like were trying like season 3 could have ended, but like then they like I feel like the Duffer Brothers wanted more and like everyone wanted more. So I feel like
And I'm glad because season 4 is so good.
season
It's
4 is
so
amazing. But yeah, I really like what they when they introduced Vecna and they had a new person that Vecna was like I loved it, and I wish. Like you said, I wish they tied it back to who opened that door in season
Yeah.
1. They could have been
And even
Vecna.
the Demogorgon in the first episode looks like different. Like he's
Yeah.
skinnier. He has one longer arm, the bigger claws, and you even hear the grandfather clock in the scene where Will is taken. Like they could have just pretended like he was always there.
But like yeah, there's plot holes. I'm really excited to get into the plot holes.
Yeah, I think we should just like after we do all our rankings, we're like, guys, these are plot holes that we just can't.
Yeah, we dig
ignore.
deeper in everything.
Okay.
Okay, now we're on number 3.
Oh, let me rate it. Let me see what I gave it. I did bump it up a whole number above season 5. I gave it a 7.5.
Okay.
Again, no bad season, but this one was a bit too goofy for me.
Yeah.
All right. So you said what's your 3? It's season 5.
Yeah. Season.
I have a lot to say.
season
here, but I'll
5
let him go.
Should we like get into all the deep stuff of season 5 at the end, or should we just
Well,
like?
there's a lot of stuff that is deep that isn't just the plot holes.
One thing I didn't find out till I watched a TikTok on it the other day. Will's coming out scene. No hate, by the way. I love. That's fine. You know, that scene was longer than the final fight. I found that out. That is
Wow.
just
That's crazy. Like I understand some point of the character, and like again, no hate.
no
So, like-
hate. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but
Yeah.
like it was
And, like-
important that Will found himself throughout the
Mhm.
season and finally came out. But like it was like 6 minutes. I don't think
And
it was.
I also have an issue with like I understand he wanted to come out to like show everyone, but like I feel like him coming out to like everyone like Callie, Murray, Vicky.
Vicky. They didn't
Like
need to be
why
there.
were they in there?
It should have been more of an intimate.
like
of,
it
the
should have been
core
like
people.
his all his friends, his mom and Hopper and his
Yeah.
sister and his brother. I don't even think Nancy had to be there. Like it should have just been immediate like people. Like his teacher.
And one thing I found out on TikTok the other day actually is Will's coming out scene. No hate, by the way. I felt like that was needed. It built up the whole season.
And it's important to his character.
It's
too,
important.
Yeah.
It's longer than the final fight. Did you know that?
Seriously? Yikes.
I literally found that out and I was like, it's only like
6 minutes. So the final fight's less than 6 minutes long?
no. It's like one's like 6 minutes and 50 seconds, the other one's like 6 minutes and 16 seconds, something like that. But still, the fact that it's longer,
That's an issue. And again, on that scene, again, no hate to him coming out. It's really important to his character and him this season.
Yeah.
Why was everyone there? Will, why
Yeah.
was your middle school and elementary school teacher some random girl like Callie? You don't know her. Robin's girlfriend? You don't really know her.
like Nancy didn't need to be
Nancy
there
didn't
either.
be there. Murray? Has he even met Murray before? I don't think they have.
Maybe not. Yeah, I don't think they've had like a proper introduction.
Yeah.
They might
So
have,
like
but-
seriously, like it should have been his close friends, his mom, brother, and Hopper, and that would have been more emotional, I think.
Yeah, because it was like everyone, like right
Oh,
before
and
battle, they
Max.
just bam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like, I just feel like it also felt a bit forced in that moment. Because like, he wakes up, then he's like, guys, I need to tell you something, and he's
Yeah.
like, I don't like girls, and like, I just feel like it felt. I don't know. I just feel like it could have been somewhere else.
Yeah,
in
they
this-
could. They could have made it like. Not saying that scene was bad. I
Yeah.
feel like it could have done it at a better time and made it more meaningful
Yeah.
with more characters.
And I'm one of like the 5 people who don't think Noah Schnapp's acting was that bad this season.
yes, and
Everyone was like, he was horrible. He was not the worst actor. It was 11. Well, okay. Well, but like seriously, like that's crazy. The final battle was so short. and again, the characters were beyond invincible. Vecna could have genuinely snapped all the necks, like, and they would have all died. L could have snapped his neck, and he would have died.
That's one of my biggest points
And
later.
I had something that I feel like they could have easily done to fix this. You don't know this, so I didn't tell you this, but why is Callie the only number with different powers? In the flashbacks of season 4, all the other numbers we see have exactly the same. They
Oh.
go in the mind, the void, telekinesis. Why is Callie different? So with that, why didn't they just do this? Every single number had a different power. Vecna's could have just been, he goes into people's minds, he can kill them from in there, he gives them visions, like what he did in mostly of season 4. Like, imagine like he didn't have that telekinesis power. Because he barely uses it in season
Well, remember,
4.
like
I know like
his-
they're trying to recreate him.
No, I'm talking like the rock that he touched. Like that's how he got his powers from, and that's like how we're the so the of course he needs to have telekinesis,
But he
because
does-
that's where
like,
it came from.
But like they could have just wrote it where that didn't happen. Because
Yeah.
then that eliminates the point. Every time he was with one of the characters, he could have just killed them, and then he could have done it to L too, and L could have done it to him. And then
I really want to like sorry.
so like imagine that was his only powers. So then like he could be like the vine still. He's like basically the mind flayer. He goes into the people's minds. He can make illusions stuff like that. Because then it would have made him more like unique and different. Because then it would have eliminated the fact that he could have just killed all of them.
Yeah.
And then each number would have felt different. Because it doesn't make sense why Callie is literally the only one with different powers. Like that
that
makes
power
no
is
sense.
not even like that crazy.
No,
either.
she can just make you see stuff. That is it.
Yeah.
And why? Like why just her?
Yeah. My biggest complaint, and it gets worse every season, is how they use telekinesis.
Oh.
I understand it is so hard because like you have people like who's a good example of a person with telekinesis, like not Magneto. I'm trying to think of
He
someone. Like
just
that.
have telekinesis.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Darth Vader.
Anyway, yeah, well, sure, we'll go with Darth Vader. Anytime, like, Darth Vader can pull ships, and he uses it to his full ability. Every season, they just do it less and less. Like, Elle could literally kill everybody, but, like, the more the seasons go on, the less the telekinesis feels
And
powerful.
I feel like she got weaker because in season 1, remember the scene where they're all riding the bike? She
And she
looks at a
flips
van,
the van.
stops it, and flips it. This season, she was literally struggling to pick up a semi-truck. And that's dumb because all of season 4, when she's getting her powers back, it's to make her stronger.
Yeah.
Like, she literally is picking up that giant, like, that metal thing.
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
And then she threw down a helicopter. And then all of a sudden, she can't pick up a truck.
That's my thing. I feel like
It's inconsistent.
I feel like with the telekinesis, it's not hard. I feel like if you're starting a show with someone's telekinesis, you either make them super strong in the beginning or you make them super weak. They made Elle super strong, and then she got weaker and weaker and weaker. I understand her power gets weaker, but like you said, season 4, they trained, they made her bigger, made her stronger.
Even in season 4, she was strong. Like, she was fighting the mind flayer. Like, they was coming through the cabin, boom, stopping it, ripping stuff off. And then, like, she just, like, stopped using it. And then I hate when they just have characters go, like,
Yeah.
her and Vecna just kept going,
And they kept like having a match.
like, that's boring to watch. And again, that wouldn't happen if he had different powers.
I like good example about Star Wars when like Yoda and Palpatine are fighting in Episode 3. They're
One has-
throwing
and
everything.
Yeah, and then one has, like, lightning as well. And then Yoda has the ability to block force lightning. Not every Jedi can do that.
Yeah,
So, like, again, each person having different powers would have made it unique.
and I felt like that's like I feel like I definitely think like Vecna should have had telekinesis though, but like weaker telekinesis, but then also done the mind stuff. And then like you said, everyone had different thing. Elle could have had like a power that's like I can't even think of anything, but like a different power. I know what
Yeah.
you're saying though.
Yeah.
That would be a lot like better writing.
And like I said, the characters felt invincible. The fact that nobody died in the final battle, faked out Steve's death, and they beat the Mind Flayer so easily. I understand they know its weakness, and I know we're talking about later, but what do you mean, Duffer Brothers, that Vecna was surprised that he got jumped so he didn't have the Demodogs there?
And my biggest
what?
point, to that is the Duffer Brothers said, "Oh, it was a surprise attack, and there were no Demogorgons around." Vecna's main power is using telekinesis to call the Demobats and the Demogorgons. Why doesn't? Oh gosh, they're jumping me! Demogorgons, come!
And also, how come in season 4 he had a swarm of Demobats surrounding his house? Because every time he linked up, he was vulnerable. So then that means he did that to save him, and that's why Eddie and Dustin had to distract the Demobats.
Yes.
So Nancy, Steve, and Robin could even attack him. So what do you mean? He's linked up. The final battle, he knows they're coming for him. There's nothing. And everyone had the theory
There's
that
not
the
yeah.
the Mind Flayer was the bodies of it,
It's
just like,
all mashed.
and
into
that
one.
would have made sense.
But they
And
didn't.
They
say
didn't
that.
even say that. They could have stolen that idea from all the fans, but they were just like, "Oh yeah, those did exist."
They're like that. All the memes are like the Demogorgons are just all like on vacation, bro. Like
Yes,
that's literally
like-
what they were doing, bro.
And that bothers me. And then like I don't like the face of the Mind Flayer in the final battle either, but like
Yeah.
he goes down so easy, like, and then he go, and then, and he died,
Yeah.
and like what?
Going
and then
back on the sorry, you go.
no, you're good. Go.
Going back on like there's no Demobats. It's also the whole planet where the vines. There was not even vines, which was crazy. There was no.
Yes, like
tentacles.
if they didn't step on it, he wouldn't be alerted. Like that just
I-
blows my mind.
I just don't understand how they didn't have anything. Like there's Demobats, Demodogs,
Demogorgon.
Demogorgons. I feel like there's more.
no, those are the only three.
Are you sure?
Because they start with the slugs, build up to the
Oh, you're
Demodogs,
right.
then the Demogorgons, and then the bats are just separate.
But literally, when it goes to flashback, when L first pushed
they were everywhere.
he landed and he's seeing the Mind Flayer, you can see Demogorgons walking all around him. But then when they get to Dimension X, it's like a desert. There's no vines. It's
And
not
then
dark.
even Dustin made like a comment. He's like, "You'd think for like another dimension where they're all from, there would be more." And like they didn't be like, "Oh yeah, you're right." They just
They
ignored
skipped
it.
right past it. And then the final fight. Oh, where do I even begin?
I thought the CGI was even rough.
Oh.
Like when they're all running and like on the yellow backdrop, they
I
just
didn't even like
Oh.
notice. I was like too locked in, but like.
and
the
again,
final
I
fight.
knew they weren't gonna die, so I had no fear.
Here's what like I was telling my girlfriend this. Shout out. I think would have been a great ending is they all go there. They ambush Vecna. He calls a whole army of Demogorgon Demobats, and then it feels like everyone's gonna die. And I felt like more people should have got injured. I felt like Nancy should have got like swiped down and like broke her leg or something, or like Dustin could have got like smashed and got his arm. Like I felt like there should have been more stakes. Like you said, more people got injured, and like after the 18 months after they graduate, they're all recovering from their injuries. Literally, they walk away.
Like imagine
scratches.
in the Battle of Hogwarts when they're fighting Voldemort and his dark army. Dude, Snape dies. One of the twins dies. The mom dies. Like and then even Harry Potter, Hermione, and Ron get messed up. And then it's like a 1v1 against Harry Potter and Voldemort. Like to the death. Like everyone else, no one's there. Hermione and Ron are about to die. And like that felt legit. But then no one died. Not even like a small like Murray, Vicky, like no one. And then like I just can't.
Even 11 getting thrown around in the Mind Flayer's stomach, she didn't even get injured.
Yeah, and like Vecna, bro, you could have killed her. He picked her up and slammed her down. He could have threw her on the spike.
That's
so
another
easily.
thing. That's why we're circling. That brings me back to telekinesis. If L jumps in, he could literally just like when he fell down, just go like this and killed her.
Or
like-
she could have, when she broke his tentacles, just cut it like ripped his
Or
head
not
off.
not even break his tentacles, just go like this and kill him, and then
He was
that's game over.
vulnerable. He didn't even know she was there. Like
It's just, it's I like the final fight. It could have been longer. There could have been more stakes. There could have been more everything. But on other than the head of the Mind Flayer,
I think it was
loved
sick,
the
yeah.
design
and the
I
way
loved-
it crawled up, it was upside down, and then
God.
its legs bent
when it
down.
went like this
yeah.
and like came down, I was like, we literally had. That's what we said. We said
Yeah.
we think that's gonna be like a.
The
We thought it
Mind
was gonna be
Flayer.
like. I thought it was gonna be like a part of like the dragon or something, or like a
Yeah.
giant.
But I didn't think
yeah.
it was the Mind Flayer because it looked like a spider.
Yeah.
And that's what like the Mind Flayer is supposed to be based on. And then should we add this now about Will and the Hive Mind, or should we save that for plot?
Oh, we should save that for
Okay.
plot holes.
So, and then I do love the character endings, except
There's the one you don't like.
no, we have to talk about this now. I don't care about the follow section. So, Duffer Brothers. Interesting that you like, is she dead? Is she not dead? Neither of those work.
Yes.
How about
let's dive into this.
I'll let you do why. Which one do you want to do? Because I know we both know why both of them don't work. Which one do you want to talk about? It doesn't work.
I'll talk about one. I'll talk about the one. Okay, I'll just talk about the first one, and then you talk about the next
So
one.
how
Like
the
how both of
projection?
them doesn't work. Yeah.
No, just say like one side. So say like the project doesn't work, or her being alive doesn't work, or her dying doesn't work, and her projection doesn't work. So which one do you want to do?
I'll do her dying doesn't. Actually, I'll do the projection doesn't
Okay.
work. We've watched a bunch of dissecting videos. In the finale, when they drive out of the upside down, tires pop. Oh my gosh. The camera pans to 11 and Mike going like this. Camera then pans out.
And
You
she
see 11
gets out,
get
bro.
out of the car. Another thing, the giant beaming things are going off. Why didn't she go like as soon as the didn't doesn't make any sense. And then with Callie, you can dive into like how it doesn't work, how she died.
So one I think episode 5 when Hopper, Elle, and her driving away, she's in the back of the truck,
Yep.
and then the projection stops. She says, "I can't. I'm too far." She was maybe like
Halfway
Just
across town.
barely a few blocks away. What do you mean that she could project from the middle of Hawkins to the end of the portal into she's right here on the other side of a dimension, and she can project it to everyone in the other dimension perfectly fine. One, that doesn't make sense, and two, she was in the building that literally blew up. That's what started it. That building she was sitting in exploded.
Oh, the
So
building.
the build that's where all the C4 was because the giant orb was on
that,
top of the
that
building.
actually got like solved.
How?
She was 4 levels down, and only the
It-
Murray only put explosives
Yeah,
on,
but
under the thing.
remember what happened the first time she shot that thing and it shook the whole building? That thing blowing up, literally. I bet no, we saw the building literally like just get destroyed.
True.
She would have died. So then instantly the projection would have failed.
And everyone's saying like when she got shot, she projected blood to make it look like. Oh, another thing I forgot to tell you: when after Kali dies, they go up to the roof where Murray's ready with the C4. You can see Elle walking, no blood on her hands. So I don't even know if Kali
But-
really died.
Yeah, so then that would have been an interesting.
But it
thing.
also doesn't make any
wait,
sense.
they should like they could have explained in the show like she faked getting shot, but they didn't. So then like it just doesn't make any sense. So she can't project because she blew up, and then her powers are being censored. So if Kali wasn't projecting L, how did she get away from the guards? And then how can she enter Will's mind if the things literally neither of them work?
Like that's that, and then at the end, Will's like, I believe so. She's like that. How could she even get there? Like, if they actually did it right, once they come out of the upside down and the tires pop, Elle would already be going like because they'd be doing the thing. Another thing we got to talk about in the final fight, when they go into the upside down, Erica and the teacher at the top of the
Oh my
clock
gosh, I forgot
tower,
about this.
the clock tower, and then the Miss K,
yeah,
Dr. K or whatever.
Yeah, I forgot her name.
She's like, how could have this like got jammed? They go to the clock tower or whatever they were in.
Search it.
They like knock down the door. They're pointing their guns, everything. She looks up at it, and then she looks at the van. They never go back to it. And then Erica and
How
the
did
teacher.
Erica and the teacher get away? And then they
Exactly.
end up at the other place with the van, and then they show up and don't even show us what happened with Erica and the teacher.
Yeah, and they don't tell us what they did with Max and Vicky either. when
They were
caught
just
them.
standing there, and I swear
They didn't interrogate them. They
Yes.
didn't torture
and
them.
then on top of neither of Will's theories or Mike's theories working, why not just keep Elle dead? That would have made the stakes there because you literally that means if she is dead somehow, you didn't kill any main characters. If she is dead, why even add the scene of her? Is she alive? Is she not dead? And then why do they show the scene of her in another country, too?
Yeah.
If she I just
there's no point.
it makes no sense. And that was like I was literally I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed every second of the finale. I was sitting there. Everyone in my theater was crying. I felt emotional and I was like, this is awesome. And then like I was sitting with my girlfriend and then Mike says the thing and I instantly go, oh my gosh, bro, what is this? And it instantly tanked it like
That's the thing. That's why season 5 is only number 3 because first half great, the second half horrible, the finale horrible up until the send-offs. The send-offs are what carry it, and the first 4 are what carry it. That's the only reason. If the first 4 were bad and the finale was bad, it would be below 5. It would be not even in this conversation, dude.
and I do love the send-offs and I love how like Will moves away, he gets to a gay bar. Oh my gosh, have you seen the memes?
Yeah.
The town he moves to, guys, is the same town Jeffrey Dahmer hung around in, and Jeffrey
Are you
Dahmer used to go to gay bars and pick up guys and kill them. And that's just like funny because like
That's funny. I didn't know that.
yeah, I thought that's what you knew, but like awesome for him, Max and Lucas got their
Get
good
their
ending.
happy ending, yes.
Mike became a writer, and to all the people who thought
yeah.
Mike, it was all a book the whole time.
You
I
guys
don't
are not
know
paying
what
attention.
show.
You guys
Were
are
you
not-
like watching it like scrolling? Okay, scrolling.
The whole
Oh,
point was
okay.
he made the story
Yes.
and he made his own D&D game about
Yes,
Stranger
and
Things
because he
thing.
can't tell anyone the real story, like
Yeah.
that's literally what that was. And then Hopper and Joyce, bro.
That
oh.
got me. I was like, oh.
And the way he proposed, they finally got their date. They got it, and then all the older kids like Jonathan, Nancy, Steve. I loved it. I love Steve becoming a teacher and the coach because he's like such a
He's
mom.
like a mom, bro. Yeah,
Yes.
he's like the babysitter.
And I love that. But like I don't know. And I love the way it ends with D&D. And like I'm not saying it's bad, but there's a lot of issues. And then there's so many more plot holes that we'll get into. But
Another plot hole I want to go into that now they're on the topic. You know how we talk about how Hopper died and how everyone like didn't acknowledge that?
oh yeah.
How did he just get sheriff again when the whole town thinks he's dead? They don't
He's
even,
been supposedly dead for over 2 years, and then they're just like,
You're the sheriff again.
"You're the sheriff again, buddy." Like, how does that make sense?
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, and no one even questions. Like the guy who like is there at the dinner. He's like, "What's up, sheriff?" He's not like, and like that just makes no sense.
I'm really excited. I have a number 1 plot hole that like makes me so mad about the whole show, but we can get into that
Okay.
later. But we just fired off about season 5.
Yeah.
That's
And that's why I gave it a 6.
it sounds like we hate the show, but trust me, we love this. It's just there's a
Yeah.
lot of things that ugh. But I give season 5. What did I give season?
You said a 7 earlier.
Yeah, so I'd probably give it like a 7.5. maybe even like an 8, but I don't know. That's kind of pushing it. Maybe
I think
not an 8.
7's pushing it. I gave it a 6.5, and I thought that was like kind of nice.
Then I think 7.5.
Okay.
Because the
I mean,
send offs are so good, and the first 4 are so good. When Will becomes a sorcerer, I remember the whole time between Thanksgiving and
To
Christmas,
Christmas,
everyone was
yeah.
just like going crazy, like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And then they just butchered it.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, maybe an 8 even, to be honest.
I cannot agree with that.
The send offs care.
Bro, they
I think
they
the
cannot be
send-offs-
that good, bro.
We've been watching this show since we were little kids, bro. And the final send off, I think, was amazing. I think that was the only thing they did perfect.
Yeah, I guess.
And the reason is because like this show's so deep to us, and that ending was so deep to me. That's why the send offs are carrying this point so high for me, because gosh, it was so emotional. It just I loved
Okay.
it.
I guess
So-
I could see it,
then
but
yeah.
I personally can't give it that.
So I probably maybe give it like a 7.8.
Okay, so that was your 3.
That's my 3. Yeah.
Okay, my 3. This is where I'm really hoping to switch you up on season 2.
Okay,
In
okay.
third place is season 2. This season to me, I was a proud hater for a long time. But before season 5 came out, I rewatched the show for like the 5th time, and I'm like, wait, season 2 low-key cooking. And like, I feel like so many people say it's boring or forgettable, but that's because they like just everything that happened in season 2 is so like norm in the show now.
Yeah.
Steve and Dustin's relationship literally started this season. Their buddy introduced this season. The Mind Flayer introduced this season. The Hive Mind introduced this season. Him controlling Will introduced this season. The tunnels introduced this season. The Demodogs introduced this season. The action was good. Like Steve the whole time finding out the Demodogs. The hospital scene with Hopper, Bob, Joyce, all in the hospital. Intense as heck. All of the action, the horror was still up there. Will being possessed was crazy, and I think it has arguably, other than the real finale, like emotion, one of the best finales there is, dude. The scene of Hopper and Elle on that elevator, the Demodogs calling up, everyone's about to like lose. Steve's protecting the kids in that RV, and everything is just going bad. And Elle is fighting off the Mind Flayer coming out, and she's screaming, blood coming out, everything, and the gate closes, and then all the Demodogs fall. It was so peak, and like I don't see the boring thing, because when I think about it, like it's similar to season 1, and it's such a great continuation. It feels like season 1 just kept going.
That's the
And
thing,
I
though.
love season 1.
That's the thing that, like, you know, I'm not, like I said, I'm not hating, but like how you said, like, they introduce everything. They're just introducing things.
Yeah, except they used them really well. The
True.
Demodogs, like the slug Will puked up being the
Oh, yeah.
Demodog was awesome. Dustin taking it. Also, Max was introduced this season, and she
Oh,
was
yeah.
great this
Mad
season.
Max, yeah.
Yes, she was amazing this season. The friends all felt good, and it's nice because Will was barely able to hang out with his friends in season 1. Season 2,
Yeah.
he's with them the whole time. And I love the way the Mind Flayer haunts him. Like Halloween night, they're all going trick or treating. Then the Mind Flayer just appears in his vision, and he's like chasing him, like literally showing him that like I'm stalking.
And then
you.
also when they're outside the arcade, he also the Mind Flayer
Appears,
comes to
yes.
see him again.
And then at the very end, that snowball dance is peak, bro.
oh, that was
Nancy
really-
choosing
that
to
was so
dance with him,
sweet.
Mike and Elle kissing Max and Lucas,
Yeah.
and then they're all dancing. It turns upside down, and the Mind Flayer is just watching them. That is amazing, and I still this day think Bob's death was the saddest in the whole show.
Oh, definitely.
I thought he got away. Joyce and him smiled, and boom.
I low-key think he could have got away, to be honest, if he just kept
Barely-
running.
I know, but like the door was closed, and he's kind of chunky, so like he was out of breath, and he saw
True.
Joyce, and then he gets killed. And then Hopper, the way he had to pull Joyce back so they could get away, I was like, oh my god.
That was really sad.
And he was such a great guy, and I think season 2 gets overhated because I don't think people
don't hate
actually
it.
rewatch the show. I think they go off of memory, but I do gotta admit that one episode sucked. It's garbage. The Lost Sister. I don't even think they should have brought Callie back because they didn't do anything with her in season 5 at all, bro.
like at the end with Will becoming the sorcerer, and they find out Callie's the one they're keeping track. We thought, oh, this is about to get crazy. They did nothing.
I don't-
Callie just sat the whole time going, I'm gonna kill myself at the end of all this, Elle. Don't worry.
we must kill our brother. Like that's all she did.
Speaking of killing her brother, the moment she jumps on the table and goes, goodbye, brother, she could have literally just went, but she went, goodbye, brother. And then she waited, and then, of course, he disappears.
Like, oh my gosh. She's a pointless character. And
Like
that episode is really bad. And even in that one episode, a little kid Elle was able to pick up a train. Just gotta say.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes.
And then she just can't. Oh.
And then her coming back to the gang. Because she, that
She's
also
emo.
introduced when Hopper and her are like, that's when their daughter and father relationship starts as well. I know you're saying, like, well, that's when it starts, but
No.
that's all great. Some of the best stuff in the show is here.
Yeah.
And her coming back, and they're all getting jumped by the demodogs, and then you just see they get thrown through the windows dead, and then she unlocks the door and comes in. Like, that was awesome, bro. Overhated.
So what'd you give it? Like a
I give this an 8.5.
that's valid.
I love season 2. It's so good, and I hate that it gets slandered, but I can't lie. For the longest time, I was even on the like season 2's pretty bad, but
But I think like,
also I think it has one. Sorry, it has one of the best posters. Other than this,
oh,
is the best
season
Stranger
2's
Things.
poster is really good. Yeah,
I like Elle's hair. Like, it's not too long. It's kind of short,
it's
and
like kind of curly. Too.
yes, and they're all still young. And the poster, like with the mind flayer, I think that's sick. That's the best poster in the whole show, though. I
Yeah.
can't lie to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So
What I was gonna say is oh, what was it? What were you? What you just said something I was gonna say. I
don't know.
totally forgot. Anyways, but so 8.5.
yeah, 8.5. It's great.
And like how you said, season 1 is kind of like season 2 feels like a continuation of season 1. I think that's also why they're so low because they just feel like this like.
but I love both of them.
I know I'm not hating. I just like
Didn't you give season 1 a 5?
no. I gave season 1 a 6.5.
Dude, guys, we have to go back and look at all this because he's changing his review every time I ask him.
No, I put season 2 is a 5. Season 1 is a
Oh.
6.5, and then season 7's like a 7.8.
Maybe
Now I'm
he's-
about to get into my top 2.
Maybe he's right. Okay. Well, I only wonder what's left for you. I know exactly what's. Season 4 is great, bro. But I know it's not
Season
the same.
4 is my number 2.
Hey, this is perfect. It's also my number 2. So
That's fine.
Ben.
Okay,
Okay, bro.
So yeah, season 4. I remember when season 3 ended, everyone was like, "Gosh, like what now?"
Because it could have been the ending, really.
Yeah, yes. Wait, Vecna got introduced in season 4, right? Oh my, dude! I remember the TikTok edits. The edits. It was all the ticking clock, the grandfather clock. I remember in our group chat that we have, my friends. Every time we'd see a grandfather clock, we'd send pictures and be like, "Guys, Vecna's coming to get me." That season was so good. They introduced everything. Vecna was amazing. I think you're really not gonna like this.
Uh-oh.
I think season 4 has the best horror.
No, okay, that's not even a hot take. I just gotta say season 1 because it has the most like grounded horror. Like
Yeah.
the aesthetic, like
This one has
that
more graphic.
scene. Oh, that's true. But that scene of Joyce in episode 3, where she's talking to Will, and then the Demogorgon starts poking through the wall.
Oh yeah, that
and
was...
because in season 1 they had the ability to open gates anywhere. That's how they kept getting away. But like that scene, and she's like, "What is that?" And then she just sees it coming through, and then it breaks the wall. Like that's a genuine scare. Or Holly walking through the hallway and she's following the light. Like it keeps ticking, and then you see the Demogorgon poking through the wall.
Yeah,
And
that was
that's
cool.
genuinely scary.
yeah.
Like I'm not joking. I have goosebumps thinking about it. Like I'm being so serious. Like, but I can see the most graphic horror for sure.
Yeah, here's the thing with season 4. I remember I first started watching it. Oh, this Chrissy character. She's dating
I feel so bad that she died, bro.
this guy named Jason. Oh, this Eddie character. He seems cool. He seems, and then
Yeah.
the fans ruined Eddie in season 4 when that came
Y'all.
out.
Oh wait, sorry.
Don't talk about a popcorn pixels like that.
I think.
I think the media ruined Eddie and ruined that Hellfire Club because I remember I had a shirt and I like wore it
I
to school
wanted
one
this
day.
shirt so bad.
I
But
remember I wore it to school one day and then like I got like weird looks and then like all that stuff on TikTok started coming like Chrissy, wake up! I was like, oh, this I should not. And
And
then I
then
threw it away, bro.
all the people that would wear it, I was just like I don't hate anyone, but like
Yeah, it just ruined.
it just ruined it. And then I still to this day want a Hellfire shirt, but can't wear it because of that. So
Yeah, but and then we're introduced to these fun characters, and then Eddie is living in this trailer. Christy comes to see him, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then all of a sudden she floats, and I was like, oh my!
And
I
it was so
like,
brutal. The way her eyes cave in, her jaw breaks, and then her
And then
body just like falls like brutally.
No,
dude.
remember she slaps to the ceiling, and then she falls.
Oh,
remember?
yeah.
And then that's how the gate got there, dude. And then I like how they made every death a gate. That was cool too.
just to ignore it the next season.
But like the way that they would float up.
We gotta talk about this plot hole this season. Though.
Which one?
I'll let you
Season
finish your point. Yeah. See,
Okay.
okay.
But yeah, I loved the way everyone got snatched up and that was
It was
spooky. That
brutal.
was
And then when
scary.
it started happening to Max, bro, I was like, they're actually gonna kill her, but they didn't because they can't kill any of their main
What time is it?
characters.
What are we looking at on time?
I didn't have a timer.
What time is it?
It's 3:30.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
But this is a plot hole that goes into season 5 because, like I said, the Duffer Brothers got lobotomized or something. Forgot what their show was about. The whole season, the military is chasing Elle to kill her, kill, eliminate, murder, shoot her dead. Season 5, they want her alive for her blood.
Does
And
the-
it's the same exact military. Like they came in, shot the people, were shooting guns at the people trying to look for her. Then they showed up to the bunker, killed everyone there, including Papa, and then they were in a helicopter and they saw them in the van and let the van drive away.
yeah.
Like what?
I don't. Yeah, that's all.
That's my. Then there's another. This is a nitpick, but
Let's hear it.
how did the cops not find Eddie? The kids closest to him in the Hellfire Club
Oh yeah.
found him immediately. The cops never thought to like follow the kids from school. His closest friends, they weren't gonna be like, I wonder if they know where he's at. And they like seriously?
Yeah.
But that's just a nitpick. But
But season 4 was amazing. The finale was really cool too. Like we talked about, Eddie did not need to die. They just literally just put him there to die.
he was like this close to escaping. And it's not like the Demobats were gonna come through the portal.
Yeah,
either.
they were sitting there. Dustin goes up the portal. Eddie's sitting there with the rope. Demonbats are just banging on the cage. He could literally just climbed up, got away. But no, he's like, Dustin, I'll save you. Like, bro, not
And
not
then he
needed.
died.
But I can't admit the Metallica at the end. That was really sick.
Master of Puppets was sick.
That was really cool. But yeah, other than that, not many complaints with season 4. It was really well. The only thing is like, I would have if they would have never made that design for Vecna, I would have had no complaints about the season 4 one. But now since they made that, we realized how bad the season 4 design is.
But even with like when he came to Fortnite, bro, I was like, dang, he looks so bad.
yeah,
But with that, I think this is the reset the show needed because I said
Yes.
earlier, I didn't like season 3. It was too goofy, and I think a lot of people had that complaint too because the Duffer Brothers dialed it back and came out with a hard hitting bang. And this is the longest season of Stranger Things.
yeah,
In the Russian stuff, like I didn't like in season 4. It's a bit better here. It's cooler.
yeah.
This was dumb though. Hopper literally had to break his foot to escape prison.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't limp to get on the vehicle, and his foot should be broken because this
His
takes
foot was fine the whole rest of the.
when he fights the Demogorgon, no limp. This took place over like 2 or 3 days. Oh, for season 5? Because it took
The fight with Hopper and the Demogorgon was longer than the finale. That one was
Yeah.
more grabbing than the finale. That makes me so disappointed.
And, like, the Hopper like that just doesn't make sense. Like he forgot that he broke his foot. Like, but it's fine. Again, that's like.
but like the love between Joyce and Hopper.
Oh
when
my gosh,
Joyce
the
finds
scene
her
where
in
they came
Russia,
back together was
Oh.
so emotional.
and they found each other in Russia. That was so cool, and I loved the dude when Hopper is fighting Demogorgon, he's shooting him, and then he out of bullets and he throws the gun away. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this actually when Hopper dies? He picks up the sword. I literally got out of my seat and I was like, oh, there's no way he's about to do this.
Yeah.
And he literally weave arm, weave head.
But this is a issue that the Duff Brothers again. I'm not hating. Like
No, we're not
I'm
hating.
just pointing flaws in your writing. Make the Demogorgon's durability consistent, dude. Season 1, it's durable. You know they hit it with a slingshot. It kind of gets hurt, and Elle like disintegrates it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. She's Elle. Season 4, they literally shoot the military. There's a row of people lighting it up with guns, but a sword kills it. A sword can cut its arm off and head, but bullets didn't do
Don't
anything.
even penetrate it. That doesn't
And
make
then
sense.
season 5. What's the Wheeler's mom? What's her name?
Oh gosh, Nancy's mom and Mike's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss.
I'm just gonna say Mrs. Wheeler. No,
yeah.
she has a real name, but
Yeah, I know.
she's stabbing it with a bottle of wine,
And it's
cutting it open. But then again, when they attack at the military base, the military lighting up with grenades, bullets, they don't die. But the bottle of glass and
Even
the
a
sword
shot,
can
the
kill
one
it.
guy had a shotgun. He kept loading it. And he just the Demogorgon was like barely getting.
Steve beat it with a baseball bat.
They need to make that consistent.
And it literally it was only the Demogorgon was only weak when the main characters fought it. But any side character, it was invincible. Because they can't kill the main characters.
Literally.
Wait a minute.
But yeah, other than season 4, I loved the horror aspect. I loved the finale where they're all in Vecna's house and they're like with the lights and then Jason comes and like is about to kill Lucas.
Oh, that was
Dude.
wait, dude. You should talk about how Jason's low key like his like he wasn't even a villain, bro.
He had full right because he thought Chrissy was sleeping with Eddie.
And that Eddie killed her.
Yeah. So he was so
And then
valid.
he thought that Eddie was a witch and killed his friend.
Oh
Because
yeah.
like
yeah.
he had no idea what was going on, and he just genuinely thought it was Eddie, and he was trying to like
Get answers.
and yes, and like everyone's like he's such a jerk. But like, what else are you supposed to do in that situation?
And
Like,
then he did not deserve to get ripped in half, dude. I don't think that death was actually like.
that was brutal, dude.
He-
The gate just
And like you can see his ribs and spine. I was
and
like,
it turns into the upside down. I was like, oh.
I don't think his death should. I think they should have just made him like. Actually, well, what would they have done if they kept him alive? He would have kept chasing them. So maybe it was, but like still, I don't think that was low key worth like his death. But other than that, season 4, I'd probably give like a.
Oh yeah, let me see what I rated it.
let's see.
Oh, I think it was 9.
Yeah,
9.
I was about to say 9.
It's this close to being like the best season. I do think it's a bit too long. Like the
Really? I didn't
California,
think
no,
that.
the California stuff is the worst part of
Yeah,
the show. Because
that was
like
kinda stupid.
Mike, Will, Jonathan, what do they do? Elle does her stuff, but what does Mike, Jonathan,
The only thing
and
they
Will
did is
do?
at the end when they drive to that guy's pizza thing.
Really the whole show, and they
Yeah.
had so much screen time, and that's all they could do.
The only thing they did is at the end they made her the bath and
Oh, but I did cringe really hard that one part. What's the bully's name?
Jason.
No, the girl for Elle, the one that she.
Oh, like Vanessa or whatever her
No,
name
no,
is, Jessica or something like
it's-
that.
because she's like, oh, Angela. She's like, Angela. Like that was so bad.
And then like
bro.
nothing happened. I was
And
like,
then like she's like, and then and everyone's just like, oh.
everyone's like, what is this girl doing, bro?
That was, but like it was supposed to be bad, but like I cringed, like I literally almost cringed out of my skin. It was so bad.
And that's also like, oh yeah, I forgot that's when she made her that project about Hopper,
Hopper.
and everyone was making fun of her because like, oh, your dad's dead.
That's messed up. Don't make fun of dead people, guys.
But yeah, like season 4, probably a 9. I
Yeah.
loved it. It was a great refresh, like you said. Season 3 was like
Just for season 5 to throw it out the window, bro.
not too much out the window, just a little bit, just a little
No, a lot.
bit. Yeah, but like I said, I'd give it probably a 9 too.
Yeah, I think 9's valid.
And I think
And then we have very different season. My number 1 is season 1, and yours is 3. So let's hear your defense for season 3, since I bashed it earlier.
Okay. You said, I remember one of the complaints you said is you don't like how Hopper's being all daddy, like I'm your dad. When you literally said in season 2, I like when they start becoming father
Yeah,
daughter.
except it was like over the top. He's like 3 inches
Well,
on
here's
the
the thing,
door.
Here's the
like,
thing. Here's the thing.
he threatened to kill Mike.
Here's the thing. Listen, when in season 2, when they start becoming father daughter, he realizes like, oh my gosh, like I'm taking care. Like this is my new daughter. And then that's when through season 3 he realizes like I have a new daughter now. I need to act like a dad. That's why I love it so much. That's why I love the relationship because he's acting like a dad because he realizes now he has to
He
be. A
literally
dad.
threatened to murder Mike.
My dad has threatened to kill.
Oh,
someone.
that's true,
Exactly,
that's true,
bro.
Okay.
So like it's a normal dad reflex. Like I'm not saying that Hopper doing that is a bad thing. I think that was valid because he realizes now he has a daughter. He has to take care of her. Because after his first daughter died, he's like, oh my gosh, like this is my responsibility. So that's why I love the father. I love the fight. Like they felt like a family again. That's one reason that I wanted to get back on you. I'm trying to think what else you said. You don't like how it was like very hoary. I think going back to the 80s nostalgia I loved that. I don't know how you didn't love it. The retro 80s with the mall and the hairstyles and the dancing. I loved that. I think they literally blew like when I was watching with my mom, like they were like, "Oh yeah, that's just like how the '80s were like," and I'm like, "I wish like we always talk about how we want to be in the '80s, and that's kind of '80s I want to be in." I loved the '80s aspect. I actually loved the Russian stuff. That stuff was
That's
it was
rough.
it not only was it kept going back to like mall stuff, but it like kept going back to this other story, the Russian stuff. I can't admit the Russian stuff would get pretty boring at times, but like Alexei, that whole thing, that was
My goat, bro.
rest in
Again, another thing. That was a new character they introduced just to kill for the shock. Like,
that like I liked Alexei and I liked everything that they did with the Russians and how Hopper and Murray were starting to like kind of get along and like trying to
I
interrogate.
don't like Murray.
Yeah, Murray's another thing. That's another plot hole that we didn't talk about. Murray and the
Oh,
end.
he just disappeared. I was gonna talk about, dude. I think Mr. Clark could have been Murray, like, because they always went to Mr. Clark in every season, but they're like, well,
Oh.
like, hypothetically, how did this? Imagine they just told him right away, and he was the smart. Murray's annoying, bro. He was
literally
like,
was just like
gosh dang it, you idiot, you idiot.
The only thing he did in season 5 was like a delivery driver. That's all he did.
Yeah, Mr. Clark. Literally, imagine he took that role.
D1 performance. Literally was moving on demon time. And I love how when they grabbed him in season 5, like we need your help, no more questions asked, he just goes in the upside down and just figures everything out. Like
But
he's so
I thought it was
smart.
so funny that like they're like Mr. Clark. He's like, what are you doing at
He
this
was a
unholy
librarian.
hour? Oh, not even that. He's like,
oh yeah.
and she's like, we need your help. He's like, nah, I'm good. And then he's like, and then
Oh, yeah.
Erica's like, but Dustin's in trouble. And he like, it's like that anime meme where like he's sitting like this and he locks in, bro. And he
Dustin.
Dustin's in danger.
My
And then-
number one student.
And then he literally just went out there and did everything, bro. Like that was so funny.
That was
to
so funny.
me.
And I love how like when he's valedictorian at the end, like Mr. Clark's like so proud. Like that was the glaze is crazy. But yeah.
Just for Dustin, like literally only Dustin, bro.
And I do like season 3. Season 3 where Nancy got chased in the hospital by that like
Oh, yeah.
pre-fleshy thing. And I liked the I kind of like the idea of like all the rats building up into one.
No, those weren't
fleshy-
rats. Those
I
are
thought
the
they were
humans.
rats.
The humans that got.
Oh,
into
you're
the
right,
where
right,
They
right. My
like
bad, my bad.
smushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I liked how it was like a bunch. It was like a giant fleshy thing, like
Which would have made sense for all the Demogorgons to be what made up the Mind Flayer. Like that
that's
makes
another-
like.
But like they
no.
could have explained that. That's the only like reason why we didn't like. But like I did like that. We saw Demogorgons, Demodogs the last 2 seasons, and then season 3 shoots with this new fleshy like crazy thing, and I was like, whoa, that's kind of
But
cool.
it is just the mind flayer.
Yeah.
Well, like in our world.
But it was like a minier version, and then the whole scenes with Billy like flirting with Mrs. Wheeler was funny. I liked the pool scenes. I liked the 80s aspect.
I just thought it was
feel
too like it felt like
too 80s.
it. Yes, it felt almost like I wasn't alive. I don't know, but like
True.
it felt like they just took like all the good stuff and made it like fake. Like it made it feel like they were trying to push it that it was the 80s instead of just making it like
Well, when-
season 1 and 2. Like you're like, oh yeah, it takes place in the 80s. Season 3, like it's just the 8. Like I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Like
I do. Like they kind of push the 80s stuff more, like
Like,
shoved it in your
they-
face, like you said.
down your throat, bro.
But I can like when we watch movies that are in the 80s, they kind of do the same thing. Like they make it super 80s so they know like where we're at in there.
Smooth brains.
But like I love season 3, and then I love and like I can agree I do like season 2 with Steve's and Dustin's relationship building up, and then season 3 it's even better.
here, yeah.
It's like dude when he's like is he here? Is he here? Dustin, like that was so funny.
And then the
bro.
like lightsaber thing.
Dude,
too.
yes, I loved the Chips Ahoy. I liked
Chips.
Robin in that season.
Ships ahoy.
Oh, Ships Ahoy. My bad. I loved Robin in that season.
Me too. Me too.
And I loved when they both got beat up and they're sitting in the hospital and they have that deep talk where Robin.
comes-
I think
yeah.
that Robin coming out scene was a good moment, a good time, a good person to say it with. Unlike Will's, not really a great time, not the right people to do it, and not like. But Robin's coming out scene, I thought it was perfect. They're both beat it up. They're all poisoned up. I loved it. I loved the whole Russian fight. And then we also get Dustin's Susie singing in that episode. That was like the most nostalgic Stranger
it's
Things.
super cute and I love it.
it's
but it makes
cringy.
no-
Yeah,
no.
it doesn't make any sense.
They are literally driving out of a car, getting chased by a giant mind flare. Hopper, Murray, and Joyce are in a Russian base where they can get killed, and they have to sing. That's a nitpick. Like it was beautiful, it was cute, but like it makes no
that's another
sense to
plot hole.
happen.
They never go back to Susie ever.
In season 4,
They did?
they literally go to
Oh.
her house.
I did forget about that. But like season 5, they also never mentioned it. And then Dustin flirts with that girl at the end. Like, why didn't he say, "Oh, remember at the end
Oh
of the
my
graduation?"
gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, because I'm like, dang, Dustin got game. I completely forgot he had a girlfriend.
They never go back to him. He could have been like, "Sorry, I got a girlfriend."
And that would have been all I needed to hear. Dang, I forgot about
See, bro?
that.
Like, but I love season 3. I love it. It's my favorite.
I love Robin this season. Bro, what did you guys do to her? I keep mentioning
They
lobotomizing.
changed her.
Even the actress, don't quote me, I've heard it on social media, but like, I've heard that she has complained about how she doesn't feel like the same character. I understand fans like, well, after she came out, like, only Steve knows she's gay and Will. Like, no one.
The funny
No,
thing.
oh,
Keep going.
no one else really knows. So, like, why would her coming out to Steve make her be all this more comfortable with everyone?
Yeah.
In season 3, she is intelligent. She is smart. She is cocky. She's
But then
she's funny. And in season 4, she like rambles, becomes nervous, anxious. She acts like she doesn't know what's going on. Season 5, she literally becomes like a little child. Like what happened? Like she was snarky in season 3. In
The
season
only
5,
thing-
she's so nervous to do anything.
You kind of have to remember, like when she had that talk with Will in the tunnel, she goes like, "I found myself. I found like who I wanted to be, and I
but
found
that's
how
a
I wanted
lazy
to."
excuse because like
True, but like still.
like only Steve knew that she was gay. So why would she act that way with everyone
Yeah.
other than Steve?
Yeah, and then one thing I told him that he didn't catch when they're talking about like the plan to go to the Upside Down, and Steve goes like it's like Dustin goes it's too big, it's not gonna fit, and Robin goes, "You go in anyways, Steve." I think if that flew over people's head because people don't realize nobody knows Robin's gay, so everyone thought that Robin was talking about like when her and Steve do it, bro. I think that was really funny.
I think that was really dumb and inappropriate joke.
But it was
not.
and I like when Murray went like this after, bro. It was funny,
was
bro.
funny,
It was
but, like,
funny.
I just don't know. Again, time and place. Like at the end of the
True.
world, no one would be doing that, bro.
True. I mean, you gotta lighten the mood a little bit, bro. Yeah. But yeah. So I'd go number 3. I don't think it's a 10. I definitely give it like a 9.5, maybe 9. But I do, yeah, 9.5. Loved it. And then season 1. You already
Season-
kind of yeah.
Season 1's my goat. It is by far the greatest season of the show, and I think it's because it wasn't meant to do anything else. They created it as a limited series, which means there's one season, and they left it open ended with him spitting up the slug. Like they weren't
Yeah.
planning on a season 2. They didn't have all this stuff. I thought the first that song that played that like is super sad for Stranger Things and it's in season
yeah.
4 and 5, dude. Its use in season 1 is the best one.
Yeah, I can agree.
Joyce and Hopper find Will. thing is about they pull it out. He's unconscious. They think that they're giving him CPR. He will not wake up. He will not breathe. The scene's going. Joyce is like freaking out. Winona Ryder is one of the greatest female actresses I've ever seen, and like she put everything. What's his name? David Harbour put everything in that scene. The song's playing. They think he's dead, and then he comes back to life, and I'm like, oh.
I can't admit one of my favorite parts from season 1 is like when Hopper's hitting that like Doak's performance. He was like, I don't feel like Will. That
He's
was
dead,
Bill's body,
yeah.
and then he goes to the thing and he like stabs
Cuts
it, and
it,
it's
yeah.
in its foam. I was like, whoa.
And like this is again the retcon started to form. How in the world in season 4? You know how there's flashbacks to her and
Yeah.
How did Elle speak fluent English talking to? This was before she escaped. In season
you're
1, she
right.
literally cannot speak.
she was like,
She can barely say words,
Papa.
but she could.
I like Papa.
Shut up. In season 1, she cannot speak. Even season 2, she can barely speak. Season 3, kind of.
Yeah.
How in the world can she just speak fluent English with Vecna and Papa? That makes no sense.
I have no idea.
No idea. And then, I didn't even notice this, bro. This is a plot hole in season 1 that only happens because of a retcon later down the line. In season 1, that scene of Joyce hanging up the Christmas lights, writing the alphabet, so Will can communicate with her. That would not work because the dimension is frozen on a different day. So her putting those up wouldn't appear on the other end. So Will would not see that. He would not. No, he would not. No, it wouldn't because the time is frozen on a completely different day. And like, they literally made a point to. Again, the retcon in season 4 is when it happened. All this stuff started in season 4 and 5. The dumb play, the stone, the play, like all of it was in season 4 and 5. Season 1 through 3 had like a solid enough story.
Yeah.
But that is only a problem because of what happened later.
Yeah.
So I can't blame the season. The acting is the best the show has ever had. All the kids.
Season 1.
Yeah, all the kids phenomenal. In season 5, I feel like Winona Ryder did not want to be there. I forgot she was in Dimension X until she cut the head off. I was like, or when she helped Will.
Yeah, because she kind of just stood in the back the whole
and like
time.
all season she did nothing. And her acting, I think she just did not want to be there.
Yeah.
And like, I wouldn't blame her either. I wouldn't want to be
Speaking of,
there.
Like when she cuts the head off, I think that was my favorite scene in season 5. Other than if you take away the send-offs, that was my favorite scene.
And she deserved it too because of all the trouble he caused to her.
Yes. It literally, I love when she takes out the axe. It's her memories. Bang. Elle's memories. Bang. Jonathan. Bang.
And
Steve.
each
bang.
person got their memory with each hit. That was beautiful.
I loved that. But like I said,
hey, and then also this bothers me. So obviously Henry Creel went to high school with all the parents. Not to mention that they changed
none of
that.
them-
And then did you see the interview where the Duffer Brothers are asked why didn't Hopper and Joyce recognize Henry Creel's name, and he said they did off screen. Just tell me you forgot. Just say you forgot. What do you mean? That's a big thing. It could have been like one thing. They look at an old yearbook and they're like, Henry Creel,
he's
like
Vecna.
and like they knew his what do you mean? That's such a big moment.
Yeah.
And I think season 1 again has that atmosphere, the horror, the best acting, Elle, Hopper. I love the mystery. And I love Stranger Things when I don't know what's going on. That's why I love season 4. Season 3, we knew everything Billy was doing.
Everyone, all of TikTok literally gave all these plot holes, and like everyone knew what was gonna happen already.
Yeah. And I like when like in season 4 we were like, I have no idea what's happening until the end. Season 1, season 2, same thing. Season 3 and 5, you're just like season 5 kind of, but like
season 3, like you never know that Billy is gonna show up and
yes you do. But that's not the
die
same thing.
though.
But like no, what I'm talking about is like we figured out the mystery with him.
Yeah.
We knew Billy was possessed. We
Yeah.
knew what his game was. We knew he was trying to bring the mind flare. He knew he was trying to kill them. We knew he was part of the Hive Mind. Like we knew that stuff. In season 1, we have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
Season 2, no idea what's happening. Season 4, no idea what's happening. Season 5, no idea what's happening. I like when we are figuring it out with the characters.
Like
Season 1 is a 10 out of 10 for me.
10 out of 10.
Started it all.
I think
It's so nostalgic.
I think 4 might also like. I don't even know. I feel like overall the show is a 10 out of 10. I feel like if anyone should watch it,
I would recommend watching it. We love the show. Just I can't. It's not one of the worst endings ever. I told my girlfriend this. It's not one of the worst endings ever, but I think it's just one of those mediocre endings.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Like I said, if it wasn't for the send-offs, I don't think it would have been half as impactful or half as good if those send-offs weren't like perfect.
And so with that, I like the overall show rating. I would give it a 9.
Yeah, I'd probably give it like a 10.
I'd
It's one of my
recommend it.
favorite shows of all time.
People say it's overrated. It's too popular. Just go watch the show. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. You like it. So now, if you guys are still watching, I think we should talk about
there's
plot holes, right?
Oh yeah, one of my favorite, this isn't really a plot hole, but it's one of my biggest complaints. Since they made Vecna the big villain, season 1, Vecna 2, Vecna 3,
What?
Vecna 4. Well, like no,
Oh,
like how they,
technically,
yeah. the final fight, he's supposed to like Vecna is this like we've waiting all season, like, oh, we're waiting all season for this. Like I said, short fight. All it took was dead.
Yeah.
It should have been like I feel like the fight should have been like way more like Vecna's like flying around and throwing things, like L's getting hit a lot, like, and then I liked how Will helped. Well, I think Will should have helped in the fight, but like
I agree.
it could have been so much better. That's my only like huge complaint is Vecna's been the giant like whoa, and then at the end it just literally 6 minutes it takes to kill him.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, they could have like made the fight way more like.
And they don't
Crazy.
even explain why he got these new vine powers and how he
Yeah.
changed. Like, I know they burned him and shot him at the end of season 4 and he fell out the window. But why does that mean he looks different and he's stronger? Like,
Yeah.
that makes no sense.
Yeah, we already. Oh yeah, there was another plot hole that we didn't talk about. I have it on my phone.
I have 1,000 on my phone.
This is one I don't think we talked about it yet. It's about Will still being on the hive mind and like okay, so the question was why didn't Will
Oh,
feel anything to the hive mind? Like why didn't like when they were killing the
Mind Flayer.
mind flayer, why wasn't he like getting hurt too? And their response was we aren't showing him when the mind flayer is being attacked. When he's getting decapitated, the mind flayer is dead, so it has disconnected from him and Vecna. That's dumb.
And to mention that, I would like to mention a scene of Mike in season 2 saying he's a part of the hive mind. If we close the gate, Will dies. And the only reason Will didn't die in season 2 when they closed the gate is because they figured out the gate is not part of the hive mind. They needed to kill the mind flayer, but then they just ignore it. What, like, they literally said that in season 2. If he dies, Will dies.
I think Will should have died. I think we were all expecting that too. Cause like the whole season, it's always been about Will and him being connected, and then when the mind flayer dies, he's just like, "I'm good, guys." No, that's not. I think if they should have killed anyone, it should have been Will, because it started with Will, ended.
And then also, if they killed the physical body of the mind flayer, he still like smoke clouds, and then all the kids spat out smoke. So how is he dead?
Couldn't tell you.
Jinx.
Jinx!
That's like the 4th time in our entire lifetimes we've done that like on sync. That's
Yeah, like I think that was the only plot hole I had. The other one I had was like the Demogorgon one, where like where did Demogorgon?
Wait, those are the
go?
only plot holes you wrote down?
No, that I had saved. Yeah, but we talked about most of them that we did. Like Susie, we already talked about. We already talked about.
Dude, I have like, bro, I feel like I've taken over this episode. I feel like I'm talking way more. How about I'll let you read some too?
Okay.
Because I feel it's our podcast.
It's our podcast. Yeah, but those are only. I feel like we talked about most of mine too.
All right, well then I'm gonna start with. I have a list.
Okay.
Dude, I have like 1,000. I got this off of TikTok, not mine. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
The creator's name is just Mickey. I'm just gonna. I don't know. But why did Vecna choose Will? They didn't explain that.
Yeah.
What was the importance of Will? Yeah. They just didn't. They just like we
They chose a
Will.
kid.
And similarly, why 12? People thinking because of the clock. They asked the Duffer Brothers, and they just said we thought 12 was a good number.
Yeah, they don't even explain why. He
What
needs
were the
12
kids? And like, why did he need 12 kids to move the world like that? Like, I just make anyways. What was the importance of November 6th? Why couldn't Vecna have done it
What was the point of what?
November 6th? Why couldn't
yeah.
Vecna have done it any other day? Why did it have to be November 6th? Why not any other November 6th? Why this single?
Yeah, they don't
one?
go back to like why he chose that day, and they literally said Lucas's theory was like, I think because it's this day. Like, why that day?
They didn't talk about it.
Like, is that when Henry became Vecna? Is
Oh
that
wait.
when-
Henry and him share the same birthday.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah,
Then that might be why. Then
but that's still stupid. Where did the stone come from? How did
Oh,
they
yeah.
get access to Dimension X? I don't know if it's in the
the
play.
Duffer Brothers. said
Thank
they're
you for
gonna-
putting that behind a paywall in a different state that I can't watch, man. That I have no idea.
I don't like how the only way the Duffer Brothers replied is they said, "Oh, we're gonna make sequels and we'll explain it." Why don't you explain it now?
Yep. These are small nitpicks. I feel like. Oh yeah. How did Elle recognize Will in season 1? When
Oh, yeah.
they had the picture of him, she points to him. She never saw him. She didn't see him in the Upside Down. She like, what? She couldn't see him in the void. Like I just genuinely don't understand how she recognized them.
Yeah,
Um.
you have a lot.
I have to, but we said some of these.
Yeah.
Halvador.
I feel like we've talked about the biggest ones.
We have. There's a few more. Oh yeah, this whole page we talked about. Sorry, there's so many. Oh yeah, the importance of music. I remember.
Yeah.
So they just ignored it. They're like, well, if you have a strong enough link, you know, you can escape anytime. That made the whole thing of season 4 dumb. And Will singing his favorite song in the Upside Down made sense because that would stop Vecna from entering his mind. But nope, they're just like, Oh, right, we did write that. I forgot. We
All of
just changed
season
it.
4, when Max is getting possessed, they play Kate Bush's
Mhm.
song, and it's all about music. Season 4, she's like tells Holly, she's like, you don't need music.
And then,
What do
and
you
then, why
mean?
was Will singing his favorite song in the Upside Down if he like it's stupid?
Music should have been connecting it this whole time.
The wall, that was a retcon. That was never there. Remember
Yeah.
this whole 2 years between 4 and 5, they were doing crawls. You're telling me they never once found a wall? Hawkins is a small town. You're telling me in the crawls they never went to like anywhere close enough to see a giant wall. You could see that from like miles away. That was just dumb. And what was even like? I think the bridge is such a cool idea,
Yeah.
but like,
Because like I guarantee at least one point in the whole 4 seasons they've gone a little bit outside of town.
yeah.
But like
And
they
then
didn't know-
also, how did Russians get the Demogorgons in Russia if the Upside Down only exists in Hawkins?
yeah,
You're telling me they
stupid too.
got them in Hawkins,
drove all the way back to Russia.
flew to Russia with parts of the Mind Flayer, Demodogs, Demogorgons. Like, that makes no sense.
It's like
And so, all right, sure. I swear the Duffer Brothers promised there would be a traitor in the final episode.
did they?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Who was the traitor? There
it
was
Collie?
zero traitor.
No.
Who's Collie? But
Yeah, who's that?
he's a side character at this point. Why did the military just let everyone go? Hopper and Murray killed dozens of U.S. soldiers. And is she?
I believe it.
Like, you're seriously saying they just saw Elle die and they're like, all right, guys, wrap it up. We're done here. What? Like, the U.S. military would punish these guys.
Yes.
They literally had them in their custody.
Yeah, they were literally shoving them against the vans, had them in their custody, and then, like you said, oh, never mind. Elle's gone.
And
Like,
they just
no.
evacuated Hawkins. Like,
Also, at the beginning of the episode, like you said, I think that it's also stupid how they left it. I hated how they just patched up the tears. After season 4, that was the whole point. It should have been, season 5 should have been them all coming to the overworld and trying to keep them.
yep.
But like,
And it makes sense because if Vecna's plan was to fuse the worlds, it would have made sense that it was bleeding
Yeah,
in. But like they
exactly.
just ignored it.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like
Um,
the writing just got a little more sloppy, and as that went on. Other
I
than that,
agree. Why was the point of introducing the pregnant women just to kill them?
pregnant. Oh yeah.
None of the Elle would have been like, guys, we have to save all these pregnant women. She just heard there's a bunch of innocent women here. I'm gonna ignore them and let them die. Really?
And
You're
then
just
at the end, they didn't even go back to that. Like, where did they go? Did the military take them? Did they?
Did they just die? No, none of our
Wait.
heroes cared.
I guess we all just have to assume that they died in Upside Down when it collapsed.
Yeah, but like our heroes, I feel like they wouldn't just ignore it.
that. Yeah.
So
Like, what is the point?
what happened to Vicky? You already said that.
Yeah.
The Susie's relationship. How did you know how when Vecna goes in your mind, you go like in a trance? You're like,
Yeah.
Like, how come when he got into Hopper's mind, he like tricked him into shooting Ellen, but he didn't really shoot the gun.
Yeah.
And he broke the glass while in Vecna's mind, while Vecna was in his mind. Vecna can't control these people like that, and he can't just. He's not Collie, so we can't make like visions to trick him. Like he was
Oh,
in
shit,
Hopper's
that's
mind.
right.
So how could Hopper have been moving and breaking the glass if Vecna was in his head?
Yeah. How could he have shot a physical gun and made?
No, that was in his head. The part where Vecna was still controlled
Yeah.
because he broke the glass and he saw her dead and was holding her, and then he looked and there's no blood. How could he have done that if he was being controlled by Vecna?
That's true.
He couldn't.
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. Let's see what else. Oh, let's see what else I have. Obviously, Max not being blind was stupid.
Oh yeah.
How did Ted like they just ignored Ted? He was just fine. How
Yeah.
how did Mrs. Wheeler talk, walk, fight 2 days after getting her throat slit and stabbed in the chest? You're for
She
real.
literally- how did she? No, not only did she just walk, she went down levels to the
And
basement.
Blew up Demogorgons, and then she
And-
was able to talk.
But now that I think about it, she had to carry those gases all the way down. You can't just carry gases when you're literally gushing open. That doesn't make sense.
2 days after, because this season only took place over 3 days. Yeah, how did Hopper become chief again? No one addresses that they all went to school together.
I think that's it, probably.
Let's see. There's like small ones. Like, how did Max graduate, bro?
Those
She-
are the funny things too. Like, how did Justin graduate? How did Max graduate? How did half of them graduate? If they're that was yeah.
How come? Let's see. Sorry, guys. Oh yeah. When did I know people are like, well, you never needed it, but like in season 1 they made a big case that if you went in the upside down, you needed to cover your mouth.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest one I wanted to talk
And
about.
in season 2, when Hopper was in the tunnels for too long, he almost died because he had nothing keeping him safe. And then when Steve went down there, he had a bandana, he was covering his face, glasses, hat, and he still almost got sick. But now in season 4 and 5, nothing,
Anyone can go in, even like little kids, like Holly. All those kids
and
are
they're
going in there.
perfectly fine.
That was the big. Thank you for reminding me. That was my biggest complaint. Season 1, full on hazmat suits with tubes coming out of like they had to like attach cords and go in with everything. Season 5, everyone just walks right in. Love it.
Yeah, and Hopper, they did crawl, so they just went there down there all the time without any protection. Like, are we for real?
They forget, like they don't come back to the important things, because that was one of my biggest complaints. Like this whole time, the Upside Down has been known as this other dimension. It's scary. It's new. It's dangerous. We can't even breathe the air. And also, like, I feel like I saw this theory also. If we can't breathe that air, how come like Vecna and like the Demogorgons could breathe our air too and like survive with in our
Yeah, that
worlds,
makes
too?
sense.
Like that doesn't.
And then, yeah, wait, I didn't even think about that because that's like the opposite.
Another thing I remembered, they said that the Mind Flayer likes it cold.
Yeah.
Dimension or the Abyss or the Dimension X was just a hot deserty planet,
Yeah.
and with the sun beaming, that doesn't make any sense. The Mind Flayer couldn't have survived. I mean, technically, but yeah. Anyways, that doesn't make sense.
I didn't even think about that. And then on top of that, bro, remember how we just talked about Will needing CPR to get with all of those 12 kids were perfectly fine the second those tubes came out of their mouth.
That's right. They just came out and they're like, oh, I'm awake.
And then they coughed out instead of like, is there a reason that Will had a slug in him and everyone else just had parts of the Mind Flayer that was dead? Remind you, the Mind Flayer's dead, yet they spit out parts of the Mind Flayer. How did they get Nancy? Did Vecna break it? Because remember how they're like, we need music for Nancy, and she's seeing the vision. Did Vecna let her go? I don't remember.
Wait, Nancy?
Yeah, in season 4. Remember they're like, music, we need music, and Eddie's like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is music, and she was like stuck there. Did they get her out or did they just ignore that? I don't remember.
I don't really remember either.
Want to put it past them to just ignore it. So.
Yeah, low-key. We're gonna have to remember that, but.
This is actually of everything. This is my number 1 complaint of season 5. That breakup scene with Nancy and Jonathan was great. I'm glad they didn't stay together.
Oh yeah, yes.
A giant interdimensional vortex melting the building. Molten. That means it is hot enough to turn liquid. It just freezes rock solid in like 2 seconds. And Nancy and Jonathan don't die. That is plot armor at its finest. One of them or both of them should have died in that scene. There was nothing to cool it off. We don't know if the Upside Down is cold. Like, why did it just stop melting? They shot it. Why did it just stop reacting?
I don't know.
Like, it should have taken days to settle. But nope. Like that, they're fine. Right? Oh, and of course, right before they're about to drown. Of course.
And like she throws the ring. Ding, ding, ding.
That was so dumb.
My number 1, also another one thing. I understand Nancy needs to be her own person now, and she doesn't want to be with Steve, but they should have ended up together.
And I don't care about everyone's like, oh, it's just as one side as Byler. No, it's not. Season 4, Nancy was all over Jonathan, bro. The scene of him injured, shirtless, and the Upside Down, she's like patching him up, and they're looking at each other. All the scenes of, oh, he's shirtless, and she's just staring at him. And then the whole scenes of them being together the whole time. Oh, I've always wanted kids. It was always you, Nancy.
Yes.
And then at the end, when Jonathan comes back and they're fixing up the cabin, she looks at Steve, not Jonathan. But then they're like, oh, I never liked him.
And even when at the end when they're all clicking beers, he literally goes, Nancy goes, so kids, talking about kids, and then he goes, I think she's the one. She wants Steve. They should have kept it, like, because even she said in the breakup speech, she's like,
He has better hair.
he has better hair,
But he's not you.
Oh my gosh, dude! I felt like that was something that they're building up, and then when they didn't happen, I was like, really? Like I felt like Stancy should have been like the absolute end game, and I felt like. And also, all the like Byler people saying like people are still trying to defend it, bro. Saying like when he said we're not friends or best friends, he meant like he didn't mean it like that. Just accept it, bro.
Yeah.
Why would they cancel a 5-season relationship just like to get with your best friend? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think that's. Oh, yeah. Elle's acting was really bad in season 4.
Oh, the first part wasn't horrible, but the next 2 parts, the lip filler.
I cannot act, so
we cannot.
I can't be like Millie, you're bad, but like, I didn't enjoy it. No offense.
was like.
And
Star
I'm not
Lord.
gonna, and I'm not gonna bash her for getting the filler because like bashing anyone's physical appearance is kind of
Yeah.
messed up. But like,
I'm not like hating. For
yeah,
that.
but like her acting was like inherently bad, and like every time she said something, I was just like, I kind of cringed. I was like, man, that was just like the scene of them all in the void. She sees Max and she goes, "Hey," and I was like, oh. And then her and Max, they're best friends by the way. Max is out of a coma. She's not blind. All Elle does is like, "You're awake."
Yeah.
That's it.
She doesn't even like run and give her a hug or like fully like just yeah.
And then when Will saw Max of all people, he like ran and gave her a hug. They were talking, and the whole season 5, they were like buddy. And I was like, where did that come?
Like came out of
from?
nowhere.
Yes.
They didn't have very much talking time together.
No, and that was just so random, bro.
There's a lot. Yeah. There's
And
a lot.
I don't know, man.
Is that it?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now that we're all done with all the catching up, are you satisfied? Like, does this ending? Does these last how much? How long is it? 10 years.
No,
Does
9.
these Does
9.
last 9 years satisfy you?
Yes and no. Like I said, the way they send off the characters is perfect. I love their endings, but I can't get over how disappointed I am with how they did season 5. It's
I pretty much say I'd be like I would overall give it a yes. Like I'm satisfied for but this 9 years of my life to end, but at the same time like
I wanted more.
exactly.
Like I said, the whole season was just mediocre. Like it had highs, but it had really low lows, and then it had like just some middle of the road. Like I feel like they could have done more.
Yeah, definitely could have explained more. Could have added more. They could have started changing stuff in season 3, like from the storyline.
Oh yeah, but I also wouldn't have been mad if season 3 ended there, like personally. But then we would have missed out on season 4. So
Season 4 is fake.
it is. So yeah, I think that's it for this episode.
That's it?
guys.
That was a good one. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our second
Yes.
episode. Next week, it's about
We're
to
gonna
get
be doing.
heated.
We're gonna be doing Marvel.
We're
gonna be
all 50
ranking-
movies.
yep, and shows.
And
It's
shows,
50 projects.
Yeah.
We will tell
MCU
you now,
only MCU, not like the
Yeah.
Sony or not like the what is it called?
Fox and Sony.
Yeah, none of those, just the MCU.
However, we will tell you there is some projects we didn't see, and we will mention that in our list.
Oh,
We'll just be like,
yeah.
I haven't seen this movie, and you guys aren't gonna get a lot on the bottom movies, except for one. I'm a hate on one movie.
I have
really
2
hard.
movies that I have a lot of. hate on. Anyways,
Yeah,
we'll
please
save it.
keep
We'll save
tuning
it.
in,
We'll save it.
guys.
Please
Go-
keep tuning
yeah.
in. Please subscribe. Please keeping the love, keeping everything. We love you guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning
And
into this podcast.
God bless every single one of you.
God bless. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one.